Yahoo! I like how much I catfished everyone. The thumbnail is like a photo shoot I just did, and I am literally in my pajamas. Hi everybody, thank you for coming. Yahoo! I'm hoping we can have a really fun talk tonight. It's been a while, yeah, sorry. You all, we got Josh, we got Glitch, we got Matcha Cat, we got Nettie, we got Josh again, we got Darby, yay! Howdy gamers, nyowdy, yahoo! I'm so excited. I didn't do anything today. I was supposed to do so much shit. Tomorrow I have my final like design meeting for ACDC rags. I have to give them my designs, and then they're gonna send them to the factory, and then finally I can show you guys what I've been working on. I'm so excited. And then hey Black Cat, and tomorrow night I'm going to like a Halloween party, and it starts at 11:30 at night, so I'm gonna be so tired. I can't do this anymore, guys. I'm in my 30s. I can't be going out, like, I can't start the night at 11. It's gonna be wild. I don't know if I should vlog or not. I don't want to run the risk of getting drunk and forgetting, like, leaving my camera somewhere. I don't know what the vibe's gonna be, but, like, I thought I should do something for Halloween this year. Yo, Diego, yahoo! Happy you took a break. I did need a break. Yeah, I actually don't feel so good. My throat hurts and I felt kind of feverish today. I don't have a cold. It's just, I think I just burnt myself out. I had to learn how to do vibe coding in like a week, and I had to make that little visual novel, and I've been working on this design project, and I've been working and making YouTube content, so I just kind of like burnt myself out a little bit. And I've been going on like dates and stuff and trying to like not be celibate forever. I've been busy, man. I got more day stories for you guys. I got so much to talk about, Jesus. Alright, yahoo! Josh said, no, for real, I want to be curled up in bed by 11:30. You're like a cat. No, I mean, these days, my job doesn't finish until midnight. So these days, I've been staying up until like 3, 4 a.m. So that part's maybe fine, but that's just me like doom scrolling on my phone. It's not me out partying up in Shibuya or wherever the party is. Obviously, like, they don't, like, Shibuya, it doesn't go hard anymore for Halloween. I think actually you're not allowed to drink in Shibuya, so, on Halloween night. So, I think we decided we're gonna go to Ikebukuro, and apparently that's where it's out now. Like, everyone goes to Ikebukuro, and during Halloween, Ikebukuro has like a cosplay event. I'm not sure if that extends till the nighttime, so I'm not sure how hard we can go with cosplaying. But I mean, Halloween you can cosplay. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but like generally in Japan, you're not supposed to cosplay outside, like, as a rule. It's like not like an enforceable law rule, it's just kind of like an unspoken rule. And particularly in, like, if you go to like conventions and stuff, there will be signs up that's like, don't wear cosplay on the way there. Like, you're supposed to change when you arrive in the con. So the culture's a little bit different in Japan. So yeah, I'm gonna have to Google that. I'm not gonna go that hard this year. I wanted to cosplay Kill Bill, but I didn't get a chance. Glitch said, I'll be trying your VN later. It's a very short story. It's just like some of my 3D art, and like they say stuff. This company asked me to do a presentation on vibe coding, and I agreed to do it, and I didn't know that vibe coding had something to do with AI. I'm not the biggest fan of AI. I don't like AI. I don't really like generative AI, but this is kind of like coding, and you basically just tell it what to do and it does it, so you can make it like that. It was fun. I think the whole game took me about 5 hours to make. I mean, like, if it was actual coding, it would take him way longer. And the coding part was just me saying, there should be a text box here, please tell them to say stuff here, blah blah blah. The pictures is all my art. I didn't use any like art. Is there something wrong with the sound? Oh no, is my friggin' my microphone has been a bit fucky, so it might be that. If so, I'll have to get a new microphone. That'll suck. Ah, you're not intended microphone. Okay, 待って。Let me see. is my microphone on here? I don't even see audio output. Okay, 1 second. Okay, maybe that's better. Let me know. Yeah, I don't know why. I think when I replugged in my webcam, it fucked up something in my computer. I don't know. I'm like a software person. I'm not a hardware person. Like I don't know any of this stuff. Like this is one thing I wish I had someone here for to help me with. Yo, hello. I don't know what language this is, but hey guy. Oki said, I feel like coding is the most realistic practical use of AI. As a programmer myself, lots of time is wasted looking for needles in a haystack. Thank you, Darby, that's helpful. No, Oki, I really agree. I really think that I'm not against all AI. The problem I'm having is like I'm really against generative AI and using anything like for art and like music, because however you think about it, they're stealing from other artists. Like it's generated from something. I mean, it's probably the same in the coding. Like that code has to come from somewhere, but also coders tend to steal each other's code anyway. And for me, I used to do coding in university. I didn't really like it that much, honestly. I think that I know some people who work as coders in Japan, and they use this kind of vibe coding thing, and they use AI to code. Yeah, just as you mentioned before, it just speeds up the process. I think that AI should be used as a tool and not as the main thing. Like having it like just shit out a piece of artwork, that's not using as a tool, that's doing the thing. I think it can be used as a tool, but like the problem is that people are relying on it a little bit too much, and every fucking thing these days has like inbuilt AI features, and you can't fucking turn them off. Like I feel like this has all been forced upon us against our will. Like nobody asked for this. Stream. I forgot to put the goal. Let me put it on. I'm gonna stream Cult of the Lamb again soon. I was gonna stream a game today, but I haven't chatted for a while, and I feel like I had a few things to talk about. We're gonna talk a little bit about politics and other stuff. Stream soon. There we go. I did talk. I was a little bit sick today, so I was just on my phone and talking on Twitter and getting into like spats with nationalists again on Twitter. It was really, really funny actually. I look forward to telling you guys about it. I don't know what the hell my hair is doing. I have to take a shower in a second, so after the stream, so I'm nice and fresh for tomorrow. Max said, like all tools, it needs a human with a skill set to utilize it well. That's so true. I think the problem is just like laziness. Like that's the thing with generative AI, is like there's no artistic element to just putting in prompts. And in general, I think robots should be doing like the more technical, logical, and like boring things, and humans should be doing like the writing music and drawing pictures kind of thing. Like, well, it's Portuguese. Rico, I didn't know you know Portuguese. That's sick. Darby said only 0.1% of the US economy growth this year was not AI. That's awful. We are in the AI bubble, and it's really scary because the bubble is going to burst. Like people are investing so much money into AI, and my company uses AI a lot. My main company that I work for. My job is actually somewhat related to AI. So AI has to like sort a bunch of stuff. I can't talk about it too much because I had to write an NDA, but it has to sort a bunch of stuff with the news, and my job is I have to fix the AI's fuck-ups, and the AI will like label stuff the wrong way and stuff like that. So actually my job is the whole point of my job is that AI isn't doing its job properly, and my company is a really big company and they have a lot of money, so I would assume that they invest in like good AI, but the AI makes so many like simple mistakes. So I'm 100% sure that like it's just not there yet. Like AI is pretty impressive. You can do like a lot of interesting and impressive things. But oh no, arigato! Yay! Fuck yeah. That's lunch or cheese. AI is garbage. No, I totally agree. AI bubble will pop sooner or later. AI has no soul. No, I really agree. It's a shame because like now that I work in the news industry and I'm reading the news all the time, a lot of our stories are about AI. And in the US, so many workers are losing their jobs. Like for example, like warehouse jobs, a lot of them are being replaced by robots and AI and stuff like that. And you may think that's a good thing. Like ideally, you know, like robots should be doing the heavy lifting and like the boring logistical jobs, which is fine if that job was replaced with something else. But all it's doing is taking jobs. It's not replacing any jobs. It's just making, once again, it's just the fucking late stage capitalism. It's just making more money for the whoever owns that company, and it's not really helping the workers at all. Actually, like the actual workers, it's not really helping them. Onigiri money, yeah, that's like these days. Honestly, that's like too onigiri. The economy is insane. Art is literal representation of the soul. That is so true. Like I said, I also hate that people make AI do something and then pretend that it's better than made by an expert. Yeah, that's really, really annoying, actually. Yeah, I think the vibe coding thing was interesting, but I could even tell that the technology is just not there yet. It was very finicky, and I did think at some point I probably could have just coded this myself, like normally. Now I'm thinking about it. In future it might be better, but I think it does improve some things. And also one thing I worry about is because my job is fixing kind of like the fuck ups of the AI, my job could get replaced by AI in the future. So yeah, that's also a worry for me. Like every single, like I know so many people in different fields and they're all quite worried about AI taking their jobs. So that's not good. Everyone's always like worried about it. Christina, there is a concept I'm learning about in uni called just transition, which is helping laborers transition into other industries when climate change and technology displaces them. This is so depressing. This is like the most dystopian thing ever. It's just so fucking depressing. And the thing is like, they're like, yeah, AI is stimulating the economy, like blah blah blah. It's like it is, but only for like a few amount of people. Like most people are just fucking losing their jobs, and because everything's automated and everything's on the internet, there's not even shops anymore. Japan's pretty okay for this. Like Japan's pretty analog, but in the UK where my friends are, I've been speaking to a lot of my British friends recently, and they said like my hometown, the shops are all fucking closed because if people want something, they just order it online. So like that also means that no one has any jobs. I just really don't know how society is going to keep going on like this, and this is why we're going to talk about Japanese. We're going to talk about politics actually. Like I said, if I develop AI, I will literally work to replace myself. Yeah, part of my job is we have to help the AI and like we have to feed it stuff. But I kind of don't want to because like the whole point of me improving the AI is so that my job isn't needed anymore, which is insane. And it's funny because like my job, when it was advertised to me, nothing at all was mentioned about AI because AI is literally in every facet of the workforce now. And it's just depressing. This is unrelated, but my company, they were giving massages at work, at the company office. I don't really go to the company office. I mostly just work from home. Like I could work there, and they were giving people massages like once a week for like anti-stress. But then they stopped doing it. I guess because like people weren't really going, and it's like, why don't you just give us more money? If you give us more money, we will be less stressed. And if you give us more money, I can just buy a massage. Also, I don't know, the idea of someone massaging me at work makes me feel physically sick. But this is neither here nor there. Oki said, yeah, AI coding in the hands of someone who can't correct their mistakes is just dumb. No, straight up. Like, because now, like, they're doing, like, they're making whole apps in using AI. But, like, the funny thing is, it's like, say you make an app in AI, and then you launch it, and then the app breaks, which it will, because all apps have bugs, and it's going to break in something. Like, who's going to fix it? Like, how are you going to fix it? Like, you didn't write that code. You don't know, like, what are you going to hire someone? Like, but AI already wrote it, so I don't know. I just foresee a lot of, like, technical difficulties. It kind of reminds me of, in the UK, like, call center jobs. A lot of them were outsourced to India and, like, other places, and just because they could charge them less money. So a lot of people in the UK lost their jobs just for, like, their job was sent overseas. And then because the call centers were overseas, obviously people had heavy accents, they didn't really speak English properly, so, like, a lot of people were getting really frustrated. So they had to make another call center in the UK that was, like, people who were diverted from the first one who couldn't really understand what the person was saying. So it's like it ultimately ended up just being a waste of time. And I think that's pretty much what AI is. It's just going to be like, there are going to be so many jobs that are like mine where people will have to just, like, clean up the AI's fuck-ups. A second AI to fix the mistakes of the first one is dystopian. No, straight up. It's gonna come to that one day, actually. I've seen people do that before. They're like, yeah, sometimes I'll, like, translate something in one AI tool, and then just to make sure it's good, I'll put it through, like, DeepL or something. It's like, wow. Glitch said, I love how fashion can be used to rebel against society and make a statement. AI can't do that. It's not human. Yeah, exactly. A lot of, like, fashion people make designs in, like, AI, but they all look dog shit. And they're also, like, the problem is, like, Facebook is all AI now, and Facebook, like, a lot of people were making, like, patterns for, like, crochet and shit in AI, and people are trying to follow these patterns, but it doesn't make sense because it's made with a computer. So people are trying to make shit that just, like, isn't anatomically, like, possible. And I think that in the future we're gonna have a lot of shit like that, like tutorials made. Like, sometimes I'll be watching I'll watch a video on YouTube, and it will just play to the next one, and it will start playing, like, those videos that are, like, AI pictures with, like, an AI voice talking, and it's just, like, completely made by AI, and a lot of it doesn't make sense, and that's really scary, because I think, like, in the future, maybe most content is just going to be actual AI slop. Darby said, oh, any shops outside of Tokyo are dead. We lost another electronic shop and got another pharmacy. I think it's funny that in Japan there's so many pharmacies. That's the one industry that will never fail, and that's because everyone's so old and they need their medicine. Oh, and that's a Google trick. Offer lots of perks instead of higher pay. Yeah, I hate that these days. Like, companies are like, oh, we'll give you, like, a pizza day or a massage. It's like, how about you pay me more fucking money? The inflation keeps going up, man. Onigiri are, like, over 200 yen. Give me more fucking money. More onigiri. Like you said, one thing I keep thinking about is that culture keeps changing, so they have to update the AI or it can't know things. Oh, that's a really good point. Like, is it constantly, like, feeding off of people? Because think about, like, slang. Like, it's constantly changing. Are they constantly picking that up? I also think that, like, we already watched this in, I forget which Avengers movie it was. I think it was Age of Ultron, where they fed Ultron was on the internet for, like, 5 minutes, and he was like, okay, humanity needs to be destroyed. I think that if you feed AI too much of the internet, it's just going to become evil. Also, if AI is learning from the internet, eventually everything will be AI, and it will start feeding on itself, and it's just going to get, like, sick. It's going to be like cannibalism. Really interesting. A lot of artists are using these special tools which are anti-AI, and if you use them and someone tries to put your art into generative AI, it kind of, like, fucks it up. It's really interesting. I love those AI drive-through videos When people say nonsense really fast, they break the AI robot and get a person. Oh my god, so actually this happened to me today. For some reason, you know, like Uber Eats, it keeps signing me up to Uber One, like the Uber subscription service, which is weird because I've never used it, but it kept doing it, and this is like the third time. And it's happened to me twice before as well, where it would just sign me up and like take money out of my account. And so normally you contact Uber Eats through the app, and you message someone, and you'll say like, "Oh, you guys took my money. I didn't sign up for that. Can you like take it off and then refund the money?" It's happened twice before. This time, I went on the app, and you can't speak to a person anymore. You have to go through like the AI chatbot, and there wasn't an option for my problem, so I just gave up. And I'm like, maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to exhaust us, because if everything's like AI chatbots, eventually you would just like give up. If it's like something like this, like a refund, I think it was like 500 yen. I'm gonna have to try and do it again in a minute, because 500 yen is 500 yen. Ultron should have gone for the 1%. No, straight up, I think that if it was real, Ultron would have probably been, I mean, he would have probably targeted a certain country. That's all I'll say. It will be like paying the internet for a meat grinder. No! Oh my god, AI does this well compound decision thing where, because it's replacing itself, it becomes more and more unhinged. Yeah, like, because I have a Facebook just so I can still speak to my brother and them. And back in the day, they would post like AI slop, but it would just be like kind of a bit dodgy looking stuff. And then remember when there was that phase where they kept posting the Jesus shrimps, and it was like little kids making giant sculptures out of glass bottles and shit. It just went insane. That's what's gonna happen. Like everything's gonna look like that. Isn't that terrifying? It's sad because like growing up on the internet, like when I was a kid, there was some unhinged stuff out there. Like I saw like cartel beheadings. I've seen some wild stuff, and at least that was just like human made. Like I feel like the stuff that like AI is gonna make is gonna be 10 times more demonic. Glitched, oh my god, I can't stand chatbots. Yeah, chatbots are the worst. Straight up. So yeah, I was talking today because obviously Sanai Takaichi-san is the new Japanese Prime Minister, and she is, it's funny because like I wouldn't go this far, but people online are calling her like female Hitler and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's, you know, I think that's too much. But she's very right wing, and she did praise Hitler before, which is a problem, like obviously. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of problems with her. The person she appointed for immigration is actually half American, but she is really pro strong immigration policy, and it seems like she doesn't really like foreigners that much. So it's gonna be an interesting future for Japan. It seems like they are talking about like a lot about immigration. The problem is that like I actually think they're actually going to implement most of this. Like I think it's mostly talk. The problem is because like anything else, like in the US as well, they keep talking about like immigration and like trans people, or like whatever is the hot topic at that time, just to generate outrage and divert people's opinion, or like to divert people's attention away from the economy, because the economy sucks. So I think this is exactly what is happening, and it's working too, because like people are talking about it a lot. And the funny thing is that like there are a lot of Western people, not even Western people, just like foreigners in Japan and out of Japan, that are like, yeah, Japan, you need to get rid of all the foreigners, blah blah blah. And that's wild to me, like straight up wild. One, because you are a foreigner, but second of all, because Japan does, well, it definitely does need foreign immigration. And even though Japan says that it's like cracking down, it's actually bringing in tons of immigrants, specifically to work in convenience stores and to do care work. There's not enough carers for the elderly. No one really wants to do elder care because it's really, really hard work, so that's why they need more people. So it's funny because they are saying that they are going to crack down, but they're kind of not. I I didn't mention it before. One of the things they're doing now is they're making it so like if you get a business visa for opening a company, before it was like you need to have 5 million yen. Like, I have 5 million yen, so this is what I'm going to invest in my company. They're changing it from 5 million yen to 30 million yen. And 30 million yen is around 200,000 US dollars. That is an obscene amount of money. And like, there were people on my Twitter that like, oh, that's not that much money for a company, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you have to understand that we're not talking about fucking Amazon. This is like a one person building, like, you know, like an import-export business. Or like, you know, somebody who's like, I'm gonna export matcha, or I'm gonna import pork scratchings from the UK or something. And it's like, no fucking way are they gonna have 200,000 USD. So it's just stuff like that, like legitimate people. And that also means that people who were gonna do business in Japan, and for example, like import-export, they're just gonna fuck up to like China, Malaysia, Guam, anywhere really, anywhere that's like not gonna do that. Darby said, we're in hell, she's a nut job. She wants to lift the cap on overtime. Weeps, not even once. Yeah, actually, that's another thing I said, because when this started, she did like this weird press conference where she was like, people say you shouldn't work hard, but I'm gonna work. I'm not gonna stop working. Like work really, really hard. And and like everyone, and me included, were like, you know, this is actually, you see this is kind of insane, right? Because like Japan has a word for overwork till you die, specifically, that was made. And like there is a problem with like death by overwork. And just in general, like a lot of society's problems, like, you know, like loneliness, the birth rate's low, economy not great, just general like people not being happy, happiness level not very high. It's just because like people work too many hours, and the issue is that hours high, productivity low. Like the companies themselves aren't very productive. And that's because people are fucking at work all the time and not really doing anything. So that happened, and some people fighting back like, no, she's saying she's gonna work hard, not like everyone else. It's like, if you think that she's only speaking about herself, you're gonna get an awakening. And it turned out, yeah, I think it was a newspaper article yesterday or today where it was like, oh yeah, they're gonna change some stuff about like, yeah, they're gonna get rid of the cap on overtime, they're gonna make it so people can work longer, blah blah blah. And it's like, that's the actual opposite of what we need. Oki said, I don't want to think about how long it would take me to make that much money. Yeah, and like people on my tweet were like, oh, that's not that much money. And it's like, okay, maybe that's not that much money for you, but for most people, like, I think it's quite a lot of money for like, because you also have to think that like a business is like it's like a risk. So you're not gonna want to put like every single penny you earn or you have into it, and there's a chance that all that money you put into your business could disappear. So I wouldn't want to put $200,000 into a business in Japan, when if they keep like moving the goalposts, what if I've made a business in Japan with my $200,000, and then like in 3 years they say, oh, actually now you need $500,000, and I don't have that much money, and then I have to leave Japan. So just like stuff like that. Yahoo, Nia. Glitch said, bro, I hate being sick. My tonsils are swollen. Oh, my tonsils always get swollen when I'm sick too. So yeah, like that's what we were talking about, the new female prime minister. It's really funny though, because like everyone's like, what do you mean? That means you're not a feminist. If you don't like the Japanese Margaret Thatcher, you're not a real feminist. It's like, first of all, she's gonna set feminism back like 30 years when she completely fucks up this country, and everyone's gonna say, it's because she was female, blah blah blah. It's gonna really mess everything up for everyone. But it is what it is. What else happened recently? Oh yeah, I didn't really I was pretty busy last weekend, or my last days off. I had a photo shoot in Harajuku, yeah, with this company that does like club events. It was really, really fun. I had to model this t-shirt and it was far too small for me and I look ridiculous, but it was fun. I posted the pictures and they're also promoting like a mobile phone. I didn't really get what I had to do, but I took a bunch of pictures and I had a nice time and they gave me money, so it was good. I actually got offered a lot of modeling work recently. Next weekend I'm gonna be modeling, or like this weekend coming. Oh, next weekend? I don't know. I'm gonna be modeling like some anime t-shirts or something. And I was like, damn, I thought my modeling career was over, but they still keep giving me work, so I'm happy. Darby said, the Eric Andre bit about Maggie Thatcher and the illegal death squad in Northern Ireland. No, straight up though. Yeah, it's strange, like, particularly because I'm British as well. The Japanese Prime Minister is saying that her idol is Margaret Thatcher. It's a little bit of a red flag, like, or a huge red flag, I should say. It's just not good. By the way, today I got an Evangelion poster and I put it up. You guys probably can't see because it's like dark, but like, look, it's so big. Look how big it is. Now that it's cold as balls, I'm gonna try to renovate my gaming room more. The bit that you can't see looks good, but I still need to buy a whole bunch of furniture, and furniture is expensive. I think it's hilarious that we had like 1 week of autumn and now it's already like pretty much winter. Is freezing. Today wasn't too bad, but yesterday was freezing. It went from like 1 week, only 1 week, where I didn't have aircon or heater on. I was like, yeah, finally I can save some money on my electricity, and then it got freezing cold and I had to put it on. And if I don't know, if the room temperature isn't perfect, my cats will just complain. So yeah, I had to use the heater, and I feel like the heater is even more expensive than the aircon. So like, rip. Darby said poster is awesome. Yay, thank you. I do love me some Evangelion. Yeah, I don't know what direction to take with this room because I have half of this room with nothing, and I don't know really like what I should do. If I could put like a beanbag or like a sofa or something. I'm not so good at like interior decorating when it's like real life and not Animal Crossing. So I don't really know what to do. If you guys have any ideas, you can DM me. But I'm kind of vibing what we got so far. I got these like fuzzy tiles from AliExpress and I put them down. My cat immediately threw up on them, like immediately. It only, there's like literally like maybe like 15% of this room is these tiles, and my cat decided to throw up on the white tiles. So I also had to fucking clean that today. Darby said we might get snow in November. Toby said her idol should be Angela Merkel. No, like straight up. Why did she choose Margaret Thatcher? You could have chose so many better people. It's so funny that she chose Margaret Thatcher. Like, she's gonna start stealing milk from children. Ogan said Japan has 4 seasons. Japan! I feel like there are 4 seasons, just not in Tokyo, because Tokyo this year has had 1 week of autumn, like 7 months of summer, and a couple of spring, and then it's going to be really cold. So yeah, the seasons are very fucky recently. There wasn't any snow last year, actually, in Tokyo. I think, like, not any that, like, settled. So hopefully this year, I heard that New York is going to get a white Christmas. So that would be cool. That would be cool. Something good finally could happen. Glitch says, cinnamon roll themed Ava figure when? Okay, so actually, I did post it on my story. They're doing a cinnamon roll or like a Sanrio and Evangelion collab. I think it's from McDonald's, but it is coming, and it's cute. Yeah, I did post it. I think it's on my story right now. I was complaining because they gave each Evangelion character, one Sanrio character, and they gave Shinji cinnamon roll, which I didn't like because I think that Lei should have cinnamon roll because they're similar coloring and it looks cute, but they gave Lei My Melody, which is pink. It doesn't really suit her. And they gave Asuka fucking Pom Pom Balloon. I don't like these collabs because whenever they do it, they just give like the most random ass fucking Sanrio characters, and the coloring in it is always off and it's ugly. Like it's just, it doesn't look cute. And just says, I don't know about you, but it's really hot here still. Oh, it's cold. Where I am, it's really, really cold. Yesterday was freezing, actually. Weather here has been dog doo-doo. Way too cold for too long. Yeah, it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty rough winter. It was a rough summer too, so I think just everything sucks now. But I'm excited for winter fashion, finally. I've always wanted one of those, like, Liz Lisa or Uncrouge, like the ponchos, the fuzzy ponchos are so cute. I might get one of Mercari this year, finally. And, you know, I'm excited to get all, like, my fuzzy furry clothes out and, like, lots of layers and stuff like that. The only thing is that it's freezing, and then you get on the train and it's so hot, and sometimes people pass out on the train because you go from being freezing to hot very quickly. I think actually Yumichi passed out on the train once because of that. Oh my god, cinnamon roll ever real. Yeah, it's real. It's on, I posted it on my Instagram story. I think it's still up. Bro, it's cold and damp on my house. If I didn't have heaters, I'd be freezing. Yeah, the biggest problem, I think, with the seasons in Japan is that the houses aren't insulated, like, at all. So like the damp gets in really easily, and also the heat just escapes. So the moment you turn off the heater, the heat just leaves, and the heat isn't contained well in your house. Particularly the house that I'm living in is like a renovated old Japanese house, so it's just like poorly fucking insulated. I'm not sure if you guys saw on my Instagram story, but and also my Twitter, but after my photo shoot, like this week, I got in my bed and I saw like something crawling up the wall, like something really big, and I turned on the light and it was a giant like gecko lizard, like this big. It was really big, and I freaked out. I didn't know what to do because like they're really cute and I like them, but it was really high up and I didn't know what to do, and I thought that if I tried to get it down, it might just like fall into my mouth. So I tried to catch him. I have like this bug catcher, like this soft thing. I tried to catch it with that and it fell onto the rug, and then it crawled into my closet and went behind. I have these like chest of drawers in there, so I don't know where he is. So like he's, I don't know. I don't know where he is. I hope he doesn't die in there. I hope there's not a dead lizard in my closet. That would just be so unbrand. So that was like a few days ago, and then today I woke up earlier than usual because there was something on my roof. This happens sometimes, like a big noise of like da 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 da, like something on my house. Normally it's a crow, but this wasn't a crow. Whatever it was had 4 legs. I don't know. I think it might be like a hakubishi, like a civet. I'm not sure, but there was some big thing on my house that was really noisy this morning. So yeah, fucking, it's wild out here, man. It's straight up wild. Oki said, the Liz Lisa ponchos are so cute. You would look really, really cute in the ponchos. I was sure I'd commission a poncho like that if I could. They're really, really cute. Yeah, I'm gonna look on Mercari. We have a shopping app. I think you guys have Mercari overseas as well. I normally, these days, I buy most of my clothes secondhand, so I'm gonna see if I can get one on there. But I'm really excited. Also, like the Tenshi Kaiwai brand Winnie, they have some cute winter clothes coming, so I'm really excited for that. I love winter fashion so much. Nico said, my ex had geckos, and our cat always imagined them as being dinosaur chicken nuggets. That's so funny. Yeah. That was my biggest fear, was that the lizard would, like my cats would just straight up eat it. I wondered why, because before I got in bed, when I was downstairs, my cats were going absolutely nuts upstairs. Like I just hear them like running around like And I wondered what it was. I thought it was just them horsing around, but it turns out they were trying to get the lizard. But the lizard was like on the ceiling, so, and this house has really high ceilings, so there's no way that they were going to be able to get it. So my biggest worry is that it would come out of my closet and that the cats would eat it, but that hasn't happened so far, so maybe we're fine. And no, really, it was really cute. I consider keeping him, but if I'm gonna, maybe tomorrow, I'm gonna go into the closet and pull everything out and then see if I can catch him and put him outside. It's kind of cold though. I don't know if he's gonna survive outside. I'll Google about it. If he can't survive outside, I'll like build him a tank. I think they don't live that long though. The Japanese like wild ones, I think they only live around 6 months. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a super long day actually. I'm gonna wake up early and get ready for the Halloween party. I think I'm just gonna be a maid. I really can't be bothered. So I'll wake up, get my outfit ready, have to go to have my meeting at ACDC Rag and give them my design stuff, and then come home and then get ready and then go to Harajuku, meet Yumechi for dinner, and then I'm gonna go to the Halloween party at 11 o'clock at night. I'm gonna die. Is anyone doing anything for Halloween? Angel that said, I just ordered a Liz Lisa poncho. How? Yes! We're all gonna be wearing ponchos this year. It's gonna be so funny. Yeah, you can use Mercury with a proxy, but the LL poncho from last year is really overpriced because it was popular last year. Oh, that sucks. I wonder if it'd be cheaper to get it new. Yeah, the Liz Lisa one from last year was really cute. I did consider getting it last year. Christina said, another YouTuber kept getting one for the whole winter and has videos about it. Rachel and Jun. Yay! I love Rachel and Jun. Yeah, if you live in Japan, there is a lot of like creatures. Like that's one thing no one told me before I moved to Japan, is that there's just like a lot of creatures. There's like lizards, giant spiders, like hakubishin, like these big ferret / raccoon looking things. Near my house there is an American raccoon running around. There's like giant centipedes that will like bite you. There's a lot of like really messed up stuff. So that is something I didn't think about before I moved into this kind of like old house. But when I moved to this house, I moved with my ex-boyfriend, so it was like he would kind of just take care of that kind of shit. But now I'm by myself, so it's like I have to do it now. So that's why I bought you can buy, it's like a stick with a like a trigger, and it has these like soft plastic bristles, and then you can catch bugs, and I've been doing that and putting them outside. But sometimes they're too big, like cockroaches, they're too slippery. Luckily this year we didn't really have too many cockroaches, and we didn't have any centipedes. We only had giant spiders. I saw a warning against big leeches. Shut up! No, absolutely not. That's the last thing I need. I thought that leeches are just like in swamps and stuff. Hopefully there's none around here. Glitchhead, okay, I'm back from letting my dog out. Yes, ponchos. Yes, everyone this year, everyone get a poncho. You get a poncho, you get a poncho. We're having a lot of issues with bears. I saw on Twitter there's a bear somewhere. I think it was like in Morioka or somewhere, and there's a bear just like hanging out in the town and like swimming in the river, and people are like, government, do something. Yeah, bears are an issue. I love bears so much though. I hope that they catch them and they just put them back into like the forest. Anand Bun is quieter than normal. Oh, the ads just decided to blast my ears. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Ads in general have been really annoying recently because they've been adding like this AI translation. So because I get my ads in Japanese because I live in Japan, they're being dubbed with this English translation, like an AI voice, and it's so scary. Like all of them, they all sound so scary because like it will be like a normal like situation where there'll be like women in like a cafe, and they'll be like, oh, is she kawaii, and if you guys have experienced it yet. If you're living in Japan, you probably have. It's really wild. And like, I don't know how to fucking turn it off. Angel got said, the review like, be careful of leeches. They will climb on dogs and small children. Like, excuse me, children? Oh my god. My friend went out, I think it was like Hakone or Shizuoka or somewhere, and they went to like a swamp, and there was like a sign that said, be careful for leeches. And they looked down, and like in the swamp water, there was leeches, and they stood up straight like this, and they jumped on them like missiles, and they got stuck to them. And then I think only one of their friends got like covered in leeches, and then they had to go. They just left. Isn't that terrifying? I didn't know that I had like leeches to be careful of. I don't know what I would do if there was a leech. I'm not sure, man. I've been through it this year. I've had giant spiders, lizards, fuzzy animals. Like, I don't want any leeches. Darby said the AI translation is so bad and it's wrong. It's always wrong, yeah. It's really, really annoying, and it just sounds terrifying because it has zero emotion. And you can hear the actual advert in the background, and the people in the advert are always like, yay! And the sound is like, I am having a nice time. Glitch said, oh yeah, my area has problems with cougars. They're in the city. I'm a cougar. It's me. They're in the city limits quite regularly now. Wow, it's so creepy. Oh my god, cougars. At least we don't have that. Like, there are like some stray cats around here, but that's it. Speaking of cougars, I think it's hilarious recently. I'm not sure why. I think it's since I dyed my hair blue. The only men that are interested in me are like 22, 21. And it's insane. And I have to tell them I'm far too old for you. It's been mad. Particularly on Twitter, I've been getting like loads of DMs. And I tell them how old I am, and they're like, oh my god. So that's a thing. Maybe I will become a cougar. No, I don't think so. Oh, speaking of which, I can tell you guys about, I did make a dating video recently. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but I have another update. Hannah said, oh no, that leech description is some Elden Ring sounding shit. No, for real though. The leeches are fucking disgusting. Okay, said, I hate the automatic AA translation in shorts. Oh my god, yeah, it's really buggy too, isn't it? Darby said, we had coyotes and cougars in Texas. I was thinking of moving to Texas. Maybe I won't now. At least they're cute. Like, I'd rather have like a coyote than like a fucking 10 leeches. Disgusting. Why is everything so gross? There are too many bugs in this country. I need to do something about that. There's too many fucking cockroaches everywhere. I need to sort that out. Okay, Alki said, please say a good update. It was not, okay, this is dating in 2025. There's never a good update. So, I did want to date just for like lunch with this guy, another guy who is half Japanese and half American. And he seemed very normal again and boring. And we met up, and he was very boring and just not very interesting in general. But he had very weird like views, like politically. And he was like we were talking about politics a little tiny bit, but he completely unprompted kept talking about Sanseito. And I mentioned them before, but Sanseito is the far right political party in Japan. He's like, yeah, I think that'll be good for Japan. You know, like, Japan just needs a change. It's like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what happened with America. People are like, oh, yeah, they need a change. It's like, okay, when I get bored of cereal and I want a change, I don't eat my cat's vomit. Like, okay, they need a change, but the change shouldn't be dramatically worse from the first thing. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh my god, you're half Japanese. Like, they don't like you either. And he was talking about, like, oh, yeah, you know, like, I think Japan's immigration could be even tighter. It's like, you know, like, in London, the most common name did you know like the most common name in London is Mohammed? And I'm like, okay. He's like, what do you think about that? And I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck. Why would I care? Why would I care that like what someone's name is? Why do you care about someone's name in London? Like that's weird. Like I don't know. I used to live in London. I knew like one Mohammed, I guess, in high school. He was alright. Like like what is wrong with these people? And why are they talking about it on a date? It was very, very funny. He said a lot of weird stuff actually. He said that and he said, I asked him, what was your last relationship? And he said that he was dating this Japanese woman and she was an architect and she had tons of money and she was really smart and pretty and nice. And I'm like, okay, why did you break up? And he said, oh, I just didn't have my shit together. And I'm like, wow. I said to him, you need to go back on your hands and knees and you need to crawl back to this woman and you need to apologize to her and, you know, beg her to take you back. She shouldn't take you back for sure, but like if I was you, I would go beg her to take you back because like what the hell. And I think that's very indicative of like what's happening now is that like people have a really big problem with like committing in this particular generation, and a lot of guys are just like, I just don't have my shit together, I'm just not ready for a relationship, but they put themselves in relationships, and I don't know, it's just very strange. Angel got said, is Japan going farther right? Yeah, it is. It's going right, unfortunately. It was already pretty right as well. Like, Japan's always been a pretty right-wing, or like, it's hard because, like, left and right are different depending on what metric you're using. Like, I think that, like, that American politics, like, the Republican, Democrat, right and left is different. I mean, I wouldn't consider Democrats to be right. Wouldn't consider them to be left wing, anyways. But like, Japan are very conservative about a lot of things. There are good in some ways, but like mostly it's very, very right wing, and it's getting even worse now. Oki said, "It's really fun. If it really is the most common name, that is just fun trivia." No, straight up. Like, why would I care? Jesus, why do any of these people care about this stuff? Darby said, the bar is so low and so many men just couldn't clear it. Yeah, it's really sad. Like, I don't know. So, I don't know. Obviously wasn't very interested in him, so that was it. I do not have any more dates scheduled for a while because I think I burnt myself out. I'm really, really busy and this isn't helping. And yeah, I was going on dates just so that I wouldn't like, you know, like fall out of practice, I guess. And I'm trying to like, you know, like keep moving forward. But I also think it's hard for me to date in general because I'm neurodivergent and I really like my life how it is. So most of the time when I date someone, they don't make my life better. They only make it worse. So I have to be really careful that if I do date someone, it's going to be someone who's actually enriching my life and not taking away from it, because that's what's been happening a lot recently. Bars a lot, and most of these men can only do the limbo. No, like straight up. I think dating in general is hard for everyone right now. Like, it's all like dating apps, and in Japan people work so much, so there's not a whole lot of time to meet people. And like, I've talked about this before, and like people will be like, oh, it's because you're using dating apps, and it's like, I work remotely from home and I only really hang out with like beautiful, really attractive women. So like, where am I gonna meet a man? Like, let's be for real, for real. And because I am kind of like, I don't know, I have a lot of hobbies and I think I'm a little bit interesting. So I would, you know, my worry is that I can be a little bit too much for people. So I'm trying to avoid dating another guy who I'm a little bit too much for. Because I think that's partially what happened in like previous relationships that I've been in. So yeah, we'll see. I don't mind. I'm pretty happy how I am now, and I'm just very, very busy. Honestly, I'm a little bit too busy to be dating right now anyway, so I'm gonna take a little break from that. Also, like, in Japan, I've been here for 10 years, and I've been in relationships for like 9 of those years. So it's nice to take a little break. Darby said, "You're never too much, or just too little." Oh, thank you. It is annoying because when I do start, when I start going on like very first dates with people, I'm always really upfront with them about like, oh yeah, I have ADHD, so I have like a lot of hobbies, and I'm always doing stuff, and I can yap sometimes a little bit too much, and I really do get all my red flags on the table. And every time the guy's like, oh no, that's fine, no, I really like that, blah blah blah. And then when we break up, they're like, yeah, you just talk a little bit too much for me. It's like, okay, cool. Darby said, now me on the other hand, ha ha ha. What's up with you? Okay said, really interesting and sounds tiring. Yeah, I think so, but like, I think it's the same way for everyone. Like, dating is just a little bit difficult, but we shouldn't give up. I'm gonna remain cautiously optimistic. So, yeah. And for me as well, I'm only attracted to like this many people. I'm like mostly asexual, I swear to God. So like, it's very hard for someone to like catch my attention. But maybe I'll find someone at the party I'm going tomorrow. So that's always an option. I'm excited though. I haven't really it's just been work. So I think tomorrow will be really fun to go out and like dance around and like wear a silly outfit. I think it's supposed to be like nurse themed. I might have a nurse costume. I don't know. I probably do. I feel like it's something I would own, and if I don't, I will just go in a maid outfit and say it's a nurse costume. But I have no idea what the party's going to be like. I've never been to this venue before. Yeah, Valentine, what's up? Darby said, I'm very much too much. You're not too much. Like, not at all. I don't think anyone's too much, really. Like, I've never met someone and thought that they're, like, too much. I do have ADHD, so I can yap quite a lot. But I also have a lot of down quiet time. Like, I get very overstimulated very easily. So, when I've been in relationships with people, a lot of the time we don't even say anything to each other. We're just like doing our own thing in the same room. And I really like that. I think that's the thing that I miss most about being in a relationship, was just doing something quietly in the same room as them. That was always really, really nice. I swear to God, the only reason I'm even dating is so I can find someone to get rid of the spiders in my house. That, and I was trying to do something earlier. I forget what it was. It was like something to do. I posted a silly reel of me opening gacha. I couldn't open one of my gacha, and I was going mad. And I was like, oh, I wish I had one other person here, like anyone. I love Yumechi because when we're out and I can't open something, I'll just give it to her and she'll do it for me. It's really, really nice. Oki said, sitting comfortably in the same room is fantastic though. Comfortable silence. Yeah, that's really, really nice. And it's nice to just have someone to play video games with. Because when I was a kid, I have older siblings, but they're like way older than me. So I did feel like an only child, so I didn't have anyone to play video games with. And I always had like, I remember I had a Game Boy Color, 2 of them. And that's the only way I could catch certain Pokemon, is that I'd have to trade with myself. And then when I played Super Smash Bros. Melee back in the day, I had to like, some characters you can only unlock by playing VS mode, so I had to play against myself. So when I'm in a relationship, it's just nice because I can play video games with someone. Like, that's the main draw for me, honestly. Someone said, are people in Japan not that romantic? No, they're not actually. Like, I actually don't really date Japanese people so much anymore. Like, no, I tend to gravitate more towards foreigners, mostly because they don't really like, they're not like very huggy or kissy. Like, they don't really like make out per se that much. The idea of romance here is just a little bit different. It's not bad, but it's just personally not my ideal. And normally in Japan, like, and I know tons and tons of people who have been in marriages, you know, Japanese and Japanese and foreign. And if you've been with a Japanese person for like a few years, they tend to feel you in more of like a familial kind of way, and then that's why they stop having sex with you, and that's why a lot of marriages in Japan are sexless. They just feel like I don't know if they get like bored, or they just feel like you're more of like a family member than a romantic partner. So yeah, there's a lot of like sexless marriages in Japan. I personally do not want to be in a sexless relationship, so it's just not something I'm interested in. Which said, I just slammed my left elbow into a chair while trying to stretch my arm. Yeah, I'd be like that too, babes. It sucks. We're both naturally clumsy. Hell yeah, okay. Thank you for the stream. I'm gonna head off and I need to take a shower and put out the trash, and then I need to get my outfit ready for the party tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming to my stream today. It was really cozy and just like wearing pajamas. Yay! And I will stream again real soon. We're gonna do Cult of the Lamb. And after this stream, I'm gonna upload my new YouTube video of my Discord meet. We had a fashion meet in Shibuya. It was really fun. So thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one. Oyashimi!